What is up, book nerds? We are doing a I predict the Indianapolis Colts season. This is going to be an interesting team to follow. We have Shane Steichen's second year as a head coach. Anthony Richardson's first real season because he only played like 4 snaps. He looked good in those snaps, but I don't know how good he is. But I do have faith in them. I have faith in this team, though the AFC South is going to be very competitive this year. Let's see how they fare. Now we have the game between the Texans and Colts. This is going to be a good game. We have the dawn of the Anthony Richardson CJ Stroud rivalry, but I will give the win to the Colts because I feel like these are pretty comparable teams. I said it in my Predict the Texans video that the Texans are currently my Super Bowl pick, but at this point in the season, both of them are still kind of fresh. Texans have a lot of new pieces. Colts are at home, but right now they are very comparable in week 1, so I will give the win to the Colts. And now we have another interesting game, another one-score game. This one's a loss to the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are a more proven team. We've seen more of Jordan Love. Their team, I would say they have more chemistry at this point. I've seen more of Matt LaFleur than I have of Shane Steichen. So I will give the win to the Packers. But I do have faith in the Colts, so I will keep it within one score. Okay, now we have the showdown between Anthony Richardson and Caleb Williams. So there's a lot of hype surrounding Caleb Williams. People saying he's going to be the next Aaron Rodgers, the next Patrick Mahomes. He's the best draft prospect since Andrew Luck. I don't know if he's all that he's chopped up to be, but who knows? I hated Jordan Love when I first saw him. Now he's amazing. But now Anthony Richardson, I love a lot of parts of what I've seen of Anthony Richardson in those 4 games in the NFL. I thought he was going to need a lot more preparation, which that is part of my fear of this season is that he's going to go through those growing pains that I thought he would coming out of Florida. But I do like the Colts. I like their roster a bit better. I think the Bears are getting overrated this year as they always have. Now we have another Colts win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. As most of you know, Steelers are my second favorite team, but I have faith in the Colts. Now, when I came up with the score for this game, 28-21. I don't know a lot about what the Steelers are going to do at quarterback. Right now I'm saying Russell Wilson. I do think he is good. I think he will be able. I don't think he'll be as good as he was in Seattle, but he will be miles better than what he did in Denver. No pun intended. The Colts have Anthony Richardson at this point, and he will basically have more development now. Since let me see, this might be 4 games this season. I believe that's about how much he played before he got injured. Now we're going to be able to see what the true Anthony Richardson is. I have faith that will be good. And also, the Colts have a great offensive line. Quinn Nelson, that will be able to hold back against the Steelers' defense. Now we have a Colts loss in Jacksonville. As many NFL fans know, the Jags own the Colts in Jacksonville. So we'll have them win 27-20. This will be a pitfall in Anthony Richardson's development. Trevor Lawrence, he best be playing electric to justify that contract. It's crazy. It's crazy how many more people are being paid more than Patrick Mahomes. The fact that Trevor Lawrence, who had the same stats as Daniel Jones with a far better offense, just did a whole lot of mid. So he best be electric. Hopefully this lights like a fire under him. I mean, other than that, I do have the Jags and Colts splitting the series, but this one is in Jacksonville, so I'll give the Jags the win. Okay, now we have another Colts loss. They fall to 3-3 and lose in a last-second field goal against the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are an interesting team. I've heard many polarizing takes on how they do this season. A lot of it comes down to Will Levis. The main thing I like with Will Levis is he has a good arm on him. The Titans have added a bunch of new weapons around him. They added Hopkins. They had Hopkins, but I mean, is they added Tyler Boyd. They added Calvin Ridley. Well, they overpaid Calvin Ridley. They added Tony Pollard. I don't know how Tony Pollard fares. He was kind of mid last season, but he had that one really good one. So I will give the Titans the win in Tennessee. Now we have a Colts loss to the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins have one of the best offenses in the league, but the Colts are able to stifle them for the game. They're able to keep it close, but lose it out in the fourth quarter. Anthony Richardson goes toe-to-toe with Tua Tagovailoa, but they do lose, and they fall to 3-4. Now we have the second outing between the Colts and Texans. This time it's in Houston, and the Texans win 41-35, absolute blowout, top 10 game of the year. Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, basically they go bar for bar. Both of them throw 5 touchdowns each. It's an absolutely crazy game, but Texans win it. They get the sixth and their sixth touchdown, and Texans win it. Colts fall to 3-5, a team better than the record, but this is becoming a tough stretch. It's their fourth loss in a row. Now the Colts finally break the losing streak against the Minnesota Vikings. Anthony Richardson versus J.J. McCarthy. Colts win. They have J.J. McCarthy. We don't know if he's actually good or is he just serviceable. We have the Colts. Anthony Richardson at this point has gotten that game experience. Both teams have a great wide receiver core. But I am going to give it to the Colts. Now the Colts fall 4-6 against the Buffalo Bills. This game comes down to one man, Josh Allen. He is able to lead his team to a win. The Colts are able to put up a good fight, but Anthony Richardson is just not at Josh Allen's level yet. Now we have the next game against the Jets. Colts win this easily, 24-10. The Jets, in my opinion, this is probably Rodgers' worst season other than last season, which he could have taken the year off and his stats wouldn't have been much better. I feel he is getting older, he's getting more rusty, and the Colts will be able to defeat him. Though Sauce Gardner will be a bit of a nightmare for Anthony Richardson. Now we have the Colts game against the Lions. This is a loss. The Lions are a better team, but the Colts are able to keep it within one scoring possession. They now fall to 5-7. They need to make the most out of the final 5-game stretch if they want to make a push to the postseason. But they lose this game and effectively lost the division already. Now we have the Colts game against the Patriots. Pretty easy blowout. The Patriots are not much of a threat against the Colts. They don't really do much in any sort of way of stopping them. They get a field goal. Other than that, the Colts just own them. Now we have the Colts outing versus the Broncos. Again, they win with relative ease. The game is nowhere near as close as the score indicates. The Colts are in control of the entire outing. They let the Broncos get some points at the end of the game. Bo Nix has an alright outing. Anthony Richardson has a pretty dominant game. Now we have the Colts' second showdown with the Titans. This one is a win. Anthony Richardson has fully developed in his pseudo-rookie season, and he's able to overpower Will Levis and Lucas Oil. He has a great supporting cast around him. Both quarterbacks do. But I do have more hope in Shane Steichen than I do in Brian Callahan. I could be completely wrong when I say that, but I will give the Colts the win. I feel like the Colts are a slightly better team. So now we have the Colts game against the New York Giants. By all regards, the Colts should win this game. They have a better quarterback. They have a better supporting cast. I wouldn't say they have a better coach yet, but nevertheless, they lose this game to my New York Giants. In a surprising thriller, Daniel Jones will actually be competent for one game, and the Colts will lose. This is basically their trap game. So now we have the Colts season finale. In Indianapolis against Jacksonville, they get the win, 19-13 to end the season. 9-8 winning record, same record they had last year, and like last year, they do not make the playoffs. But there were some upsides to the season. Anthony Richardson was in development. They developed their rookie wide receiver. Michael Pittman has another good season. Shane Steichen is still a good coach. Yeah. If you like this video, I have plenty more like it in the I Predict series, so check those out. Also, if you like this content, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification to be notified when I upload next. I will see you in the next one. Peace.